I spoke about how angry I am, angry at the perpetrator. I'm angry at the Islamists who are trying to disrupt our peaceful coexistence here in Germany, the coexistence of Christians, Jews, and Muslims in Germany. We are a country that holds together, and we will not allow them to disrupt our peaceful coexistence. These are people who have hideous views, contemptuous views of human life, and we will do everything to prosecute them.
A quiet German town shattered by terror. What drove a radicalized mind to commit such heinous acts, and what comes next? On the evening of August 23, 2024, Solingen, Germany, was the scene of a shocking terror attack that left 3 people dead and 8 injured at a local festival. The suspect, a 26-year-old Syrian asylum seeker named Isa al-H, was soon arrested after turning himself in. With clear ties to the radical Islamic State group, the attacker aimed for his victims' throats in a chilling act of violence that targeted a community celebrating its rich history. Today, we're taking a closer look at the attack, the background of the assailant, and the significant political and social aftermath it has ignited across Germany. The attack took place during the town's 650th anniversary celebrations, a time for joy and unity, which was brutally interrupted when the suspect began a frenzied knife attack in Solingen's central square.
Wir haben durch einen Messerstecher am Fronhof sehr, sehr viele Schwerverletzte. Und wir möchten euch bitten, dass ihr geht. In aller Ruhe bitte die Augen aufhaltet. Ja, denn leider ist der Täter nicht gefasst. Ich weiß, ihr kriegt das in aller Ruhe hin. Lauft bitte jetzt nicht alle auf einen Schlag los. Stück für Stück bitte. Ja?
Witnesses recall the attacker deliberately aiming for people's necks as crowds fled in terror. As details emerged, the Islamic State claimed responsibility, calling the attacker a soldier of the Islamic State, acting out of revenge against Christians. However, German authorities are still investigating the extent of his ties to the group. Isa al-H had arrived in Germany 2 years ago, seeking asylum after fleeing the war-torn region of Syria. However, his application for asylum was rejected. Despite this, he remained in Germany, partly due to the complexities surrounding deportations to war zones like Syria, where no deportations have been conducted for over a decade. His radicalization and eventual act of terror have sparked outrage and reignited Germany's already heated debate over immigration policy. In a moment, we'll delve into the explosive political reactions and the government's push to tighten immigration controls. Stay tuned. As Germany grapples with the aftermath, political tensions are reaching a boiling point. Chancellor Olaf Scholz quickly condemned the attack, calling it an act of terrorism. Scholz's response has been swift, with promises of tighter weapons laws and accelerated deportations for rejected asylum seekers. He noted that everything in our power must be done to prevent such attacks from happening again.
We will have to do everything in our power to ensure that those people who do not have a right to stay in Germany are returned or deported.
Scholz's government, however, faces mounting pressure from both sides of the political spectrum. The Conservative Christian Democratic Party, CDU, and far-right Alternative for Germany, EAFD, are seizing on the attack to push for even more drastic measures. Friedrich Merz, leader of the CDU, has called for immediate deportations to Syria, arguing that certain regions in the country are now safe for return. The AFD, led by Alice Weidel, has taken an even harder line, demanding a 5-year ban on immigration altogether. These parties claim that the government's failure to act decisively on rejected asylum seekers created the conditions for this attack. On the other hand, Chancellor Scholz has urged the nation to remain united. He appealed for calm during his visit to the site of the attack, emphasizing that we are all one country that stands together.
We grieve with everyone in this city and everyone in Germany who experienced this attack, one way or another. We mustn't forget that this is something that affects all of us and touches all of us here in Germany. But let me say that there are good people who hold together in a terrible situation like this. There are people who do everything they can to save people's lives in a terrible situation like this. And yet, we mustn't forget it will take many days and weeks and months to process the traumatic experiences that they went through.
While Germany must act decisively against terrorism, Scholz cautioned that the country should not allow this tragic event to be used as a tool to divide its people. At the same time, the attack has also exposed the deeper societal tensions in Germany. With state elections looming in Saxony and Thuringia, where anti-immigration sentiment is strong, the incident has intensified political discourse. The AfD is expected to gain significant support in these regions, leveraging fears over immigration to boost its platform. Solingen, now the epicenter of this debate, mirrors a wider European struggle over how to balance humanitarian obligations with security concerns. Residents of Solingen are grappling with their own complex emotions. For some, the attack has intensified anger towards refugees, saying that newcomers take away resources and don't integrate. Yet others fear the attack will deepen divisions between Germans and immigrants, fostering even more mistrust. If stories like these ignite a passion in you, join the debate. How should nations balance security with compassion? Drop your comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more insights. As the political debate rages, so do the efforts to support the victims of the Solingen attack. Federal and local authorities have promised extensive psychosocial, practical and financial support to help those affected by the tragedy. A special service was held in Solingen, where hundreds gathered to pay their respects, laying flowers and candles at the site of the attack. It's a painful reminder that behind every political discussion, there are real people whose lives have been torn apart. The repercussions of this attack have gone far beyond Solingen. Germany's federal parliament, currently in summer recess, is preparing to address the implications of this act of terror once it reconvenes. The Bundestag will likely hold special sessions to discuss tightening asylum policies and introducing stricter knife laws.
And the legislation that we have just approved, the upper and lower houses, the Bundestag, the Bundesrat, on a state level, on a national level, has expanded our capacity to act, to deport people. We've seen an increase of 30% over 2021 in terms of the number of people deported. It's actually gone up considerably, but we cannot rest on our laurels here. We will need to ensure that we implement the law more consistently, that we increase the numbers of people who are deported from the country who have no right to be here.
Additionally, new security measures, such as more stringent background checks for refugees and repatriation centres for rejected asylum seekers, are expected to be discussed. From a joyful festival to a scene of horror, the events in Solingen have exposed cracks in Germany's immigration and security systems. The government's response will shape the country's future as the debate over how to handle asylum seekers intensifies. Stay informed, stay engaged. How do you think nations should protect their citizens while upholding their moral responsibilities? Comment below and hit subscribe for more updates on the stories that shape our world.